Hello, this is Purple Rosa, and I'm continuing on with the Dragonhold questing. Continuing off from where we left in the last one, we defeated the Black Beast Laatvulon with the help of our Dragon Guard companions, Nafala and the Shields of Sensual. And yeah, we came back to the Dragon Guard Sanctum here to reconvene with our allies and Nafala, and Saisahan then told us that Abnur Tharn was coming with an ally to discuss a greater threat that is still haunting elsewhere, which I think it will end up being Kaalgrontiid, as we know he is still at large out there. But yeah, we have to talk to Nafala to continue this, so let's do this.
The bearded one speaks as though I am not perched within striking distance and can hear every syllable he utters. I might find his hubris amusing in a different light, but the light that remains fades as darkness comes.
That's in reference to Sai speaking about Nafala before, and how Sai has noticed Nafala acting differently than normal. Darkness, Sai said you were speaking in riddles.
A riddle to those hindered by limited perspectives. A profound truth to one such as I. Something ancient and powerful assaults my senses, but the path ahead is unclear. I sense a darkness. Perhaps an absence of light. It sets my scales on edge.
Is your feeling related to the letter Sai received?
My feeling is my own. It grew from a tickle behind my broken horn when the fool of a battle mage opened the halls of Colossus. Now it swirls like a black storm around me. Quite unpleasant. Perhaps the new arrivals can shed clarity on what is to come.
It's Kaalgrontiid. New arrivals?
A portal? Here? See what you can make of it.
Cadwell? Gotta be Cadwell.
I've seen Abnur Tharn use portals. That does not look like one of his. Be ready for anything, my friend.
No, it does not look like Cadwell's. Cadwell's portals are different.
Tarn, how do you stand it? My head pounds like an orc drum.
You get used to it. And that was your best one yet.
Abnur Tharn. You arrogant, vexatious son of a bleary-eyed...
Save your posturing, Sai. I missed you too, but we have a bigger problem to deal with.
Yes. Chimera. So that was Chimera's portal. Interesting. She's learned how to use her powers, I guess.
Portal magic. I have never been impressed by what spews forth from such puerilities. This time, however, one smells of old power and approaching death. The other of moonlight and ancient spirits. Interesting.
Yeah. Hey, Chimera!
Five Claw. My head spins from the effort that took. Cadwell made it look so easy. By the moons, though, my heart sings at the sight of you, my friend.
Yes, I'm glad to see you too. You opened that portal?
I did. Cadwell acquired power over portals after attuning at the Shadow Dance Temple. Tarn suggested I might have the same ability, and he has been helping me. Just between us, he is not the most patient teacher.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But shouldn't you be in Rimmen? You're the queen.
Lord Gareshri has my kingdom well in hand. We continue to clean up the mess left by the usurper queen, and there are still stray dragons to deal with. But Tharn convinced me that I was needed here. Working with a dragon, what an odd sensation.
Nephilah helped us reform the Dragon Guard.
So Tharn has told me. He has been exchanging letters with Sai Sahan for some time. Do not expect me to turn my back on the creature, but I will respect this alliance. Moons, this must be what a mouse feels like in the presence of a purring Alfiq.
But Nephilah hasn't eaten any of us yet.
I traveled to southern Elsewhere not just to finish this business with the dragons. The Khajiit of Palatine have been on their own for too long. The time has come to welcome them back into the Confederacy.
Yeah, they could really use the help. The Confederacy?
The Elsewhere Confederacy, an alliance between Anequina and Palatine. The various political upheavals and the Nahatan flu have left the Confederacy in shambles. I plan to rectify that. Gareshri insisted I bring an armed escort. He worries so.
Armed escort, where are they? She probably left them behind.
Marching down from Rimmon, I suppose. Tharn was in a hurry, so he had me practice my portal making. Zamarak and the others will catch up to us, eventually.
Does that mean Prefect Kayla's gonna come? Remind me about our adventures in Anequina.
Five Claw, you just want to hear tales of your exploits. Very well. You and Abnur Tharn arrived in northern Elsewhere to help deal with the dragon threat that Tharn unintentionally released upon us. Along the way, we discovered a terrible truth.
What terrible truth?
That Euraxia, the usurper queen, Tharn's half-sister, orchestrated the release of the dragons. We ended her reign, only to learn that the dragons had plans of their own. Kaalgrontiid, leader of the dragons, sought the power hidden in Jode's core.
Right, and we followed them through the moon gate and stopped them.
We killed the dragon Mulamnir and flung Kaalgrontiid into the void, but not before he absorbed the core's power. Then I took back my family's throne and accepted the crown of Anequina. As for Kaalgrontiid, you should talk to Tharn.
Yep, I knew he would be back.
Tharn. He casually picks up right where he left off. You talk to the man. He appears to have some modicum of respect for you.
Of course, we've been through a lot.
I see that my instructions were followed to the letter. The champion of Aquina, Sai Sahan, and the dragon Nephilah together in the same place, and I have brought Chimera. We have much to discuss. It concerns Kaalgrontiid.
I knew it. Kaalgrontiid, we dealt with him in Jode's core, but he didn't die.
Kaalgrontiid absorbed a good deal of the core's power before we stopped him. I hoped he was lost in the void after we dislodged him, but like us, he made his way back to Tamriel. I've been hunting for him ever since.
Yep, you've been hunting for him, we've been killing Laatvulon, and you found him, and now you need our help, I guess.
Not just that. I pieced together his ultimate plan. Kaalgrontiid boasted he would become the equal of Akatosh, and your dealings with Laatvulon and the cult of the new moon suggest they were preparing for an ascension.
Yep, knew it. And what does that tell us?
Isn't it obvious? Kaalgrontiid plans to become a god. There's an island off the coast, Dragonhold. In the Kunzari legends, it was the dragon's seat of power. I can't open a portal to it, I can't even scry it. It's protected by potent magic.
So how do we get to this island?
You face the cult of the new moon? The cultists revere Kaalgrontiid. They must have a method for getting to and from the island. I assume their base at the New Moon Fortress holds the answers we seek.
Yeah. Casca and I saw an altar surrounded by a strange green stone. That's probably where we should start.
Strange green stone. Does that sound like what you're looking for, Tharn?
Indeed. Since I read about it in your reports, I've wanted to examine it. Chimera, can you...
No more portals, Tarn. Not right now. I have duties other than conveying you around, you know.
Oh, very well. Sai, let's talk. We'll meet our friend at the fortress.
Cool. Well, that meeting went better than I expected between Sai and Tharn.
I think I will leave the investigation of the cultist stronghold to you and the sour old men, Five Claw. I want to find out more about the situation in Palatine from your Dragon Guard companions. They are locals, yes?
Yes, maybe you should talk to Aelia.
Kaalgrontiid, a name from the past I hoped never to hear again. Once Laatvulon haunted my dreams, but the shadow cast by his master makes the stub of my horn tremble. I hope you and your companions are up to the coming challenge, Mask-Bearer.
We will be. I hope you are too. Yeah.
A dragon that wants to be a god? As ridiculous as that sounds, Tharn's reaction tells me that this Kaalgrontiid poses a serious threat not just to Southern Elsewhere. He endangers the entire world. We'll meet you at the New Moon Fortress.
Yeah.
I need a few moments to confer with my old companion, Sai Sahan. Privately. We'll meet you at the New Moon Fortress in short order. If you need a reminder about your time there, why don't you seek out this Casca you mentioned?
Where have you been since we worked together in Northern Elsewhere? Please do tell me.
I've traveled from Rolkar to Torval, scouring libraries and harassing moon singers to learn every tale related to Kunzari. Those legends provide our only window into Kaalgrontiid's history. That's what led me south, to that confounded island.
Remind me about Kunzari.
Kunzari, the mythic Khajiit hero. His legends led me to the halls of Colossus and gave us the insights we needed to disrupt Kaalgrontiid's plans in Enequina. It was Kunzari and his companions who supposedly trapped Kaalgrontiid so long ago.
Well, they did. You don't believe the legends?
If I didn't believe them, I wouldn't have studied them. But 3 or more embellishments accompany every fact a legend contains. Forgive me if I remain skeptical of the tales that he tamed comets and bedded Malakath on a dare.
Yeah, maybe those tales are wrong, but not the Kaalgrontiid one. You and Sai don't seem to get along.
We get along just fine. I am affable and gregarious, after all. That said, I may have ridiculed his outlandish oaths and blatantly disregarded his code of honor once or twice. The difference between an idealist and a pragmatist, you understand?
That's Tharn. Are you going to be able to work together?
As I'm sure you surmised by now, I take great pride in using every weapon in my arsenal. The shirtless mammoth falls squarely into that category. Besides, we have too much to do to worry about stepping on each other's feelings.
Shirtless mammoth. Oh, he called you a shirtless mammoth, Sai. Fight, fight, fight. So, as I suspected, Kaalgrontiid is the threat that we have to deal with now that Laatvulon is dead. And according to Abnur Tharn, Kaalgrontiid wants to become a new moon, which means he wants to ascend to become a god. This part of the story is going to be real interesting, and I'm glad that Chimera and Tharn are back with us. So now we have to go and meet Abnur Tharn at the New Moon Fortress, back where we first saw Laatvulon using the Aeon Stones to absorb power from the cultists. And yeah, we have to go back there, but there's a letter here that Abnur Tharn sent to Sahan that I want to read. Sahan, since we began exchanging letters concerning the rage of dragons loose in elsewhere, I have been eagerly anticipating news of your reformed Dragon Guard and the dragon you have allied with. A remarkable achievement. I'm surprised you accomplished it without me. We have important business to discuss. My own investigations have uncovered a threat to southern elsewhere. I am on my way to your Dragon Guard sanctum and I'm bringing a friend. Make sure that you and your dragon are available. Time is short and we must move quickly. One more thing. You have been working with a mutual friend, the champion of Enequina and the pride of the Dragon Guard. Make sure they are also with you. We'll need them to deal with this threat, don't tell them. But they impressed me during our time together in northern elsewhere. Yes, it surprises me as much as it does you. Wait! He's talking about me! Tharn. I'll arrive in southern elsewhere shortly. Be prepared for my arrival. He's impressed! But yeah, Tharn would never tell us that to our face. Surprised he even wrote that in a letter to Sai. So, I'll talk to Kazka before we go to the Moon Fortress.
Can't a Khajiit nap in peace?
I'm sorry.
Don't you know that interruptions at nap time cause mange of the fur?
My apologies. The new Moon Fortress, remind me what we found there.
You mean other than the cultists that were trying their damnedest to disembowel us? Wait a moment. You're going back there. What in the two moons could possibly warrant a return visit to that awful place?
Well, Tharn thinks the cultists have a way to reach an island off the coast. It may be in the fortress.
Now that you mention it, I did hear a few of those nutters mentioning sending the green stone to an island, and they were certainly sacrificing something on that altar in the amphitheater.
You think there could be a portal in the amphitheater?
I am not a mage. I wouldn't know a portal from a hole in the ground, but that's where they were gathering the green, Aeon stone, I think they called it. If they have a way to move the stone, it must be in the amphitheater. That's where I would look.
Thanks for the advice. Sorry to interrupt your nap.
May the moons protect you on your mission. If you need a helping claw, come find me. After my nap.
Of course. Have you seen Zaji and Alia lately?
I heard Alia say something about meeting with the Queen of Enequina, which I take to be some sort of euphemism. As for the captain, he went to collect his special order, a case of plum brandy, the good stuff. Already storing it away, I'd wager.
Yeah. So, Alia's gonna meet Chimera. So yeah, we'll go to this new Moon Fortress because, as we've seen off the coast here, there's an island here which Tharn was talking about, which has that protective green barrier, which is where Kaalgrontiid is, and obviously where he's going to try to ascend. So, yeah, to the fortress to find this portal. So yeah, to the fortress. This meeting between Sai and Tharn went better than I expected. But Tharn did want to talk to Sai privately, which I would have loved to have been able to witness. But sadly, we did not. So Tharn should be up here.
You need to rest, old man. Don't pretend otherwise.
If you insist.
What? You can call him old man and he didn't get offended. Whenever I asked about his well-being, he always rebuffed me.
Talk to Sai. I need a moment.
Poor Tharn.
I expected the New Moon cultists to disperse after the death of Laatvulon. I suppose Kaalgrontiid has other ideas. We need to determine how the cultists reached the Dragon's protected island.
The cultists were stockpiling Aeon Stone in some sort of amphitheater.
But according to Tharn, the cult operates both here and on the island. They must have a way to get from here to there. The stockpile of Aeon Stone and this amphitheater are as good a place to start our search as any.
Casca and I entered over there.
That entrance has most likely been sealed in response to what you and she accomplished here. A structure as ancient as this must have other entrances, though. Let's find one and make our way to the amphitheater.
What about Tharn? He doesn't look too well.
Tharn will be fine. He just needs to catch his breath. Which means I get a few blissful moments without listening to his scathing observations. Now let's move quickly. Kaalgrontiid must be dealt with before he can complete his ascension.
Any idea where we should look for another entrance?
The fortress is built atop the cliffside, and the river runs along its base. There must be another way into the fortress along the river. I can feel it in my beard.
Okay.
I'll be fine. Magic just takes more out of me than it used to. Go with Sai and find a way into the fortress. The sooner we learn how the cultists move between here and the island, the sooner we can put an end to Kaalgrontiid.
Yeah. I hope Tharn makes it. But yeah, it makes sense they'd seal off where me and Casca first entered. Okay. So find a way inside.
We need to find another way in. Let's follow the river.
Follow the river we shall. It's probably a hidden water entrance. Just run. So follow the water. Oh yeah, there's obviously a side entrance. Not well hidden.
You found a way inside, and without my help. Good.
Of course.
Tharn's stamina isn't as robust as I remember.
I find it hard to tell through all that facial hair. Now focus. We'll need your fighting skills inside.
Oh, I missed that.
Tharn's stamina isn't as robust as I remember. But I'll never forget that acerbic tone. Once inside, we'll need all our talents to navigate this nest of vipers, so stay alert.
Stop putting down Tharn.
Would you like an engraved invitation, or can we enter the fortress now?
Well, you certainly sound better.
For now. I recommend we move quickly, however. These bouts of weariness strike after I use my magic, and with more and more frequency of late.
Oh no. That does not sound good. Okay.
You never cease to surprise me, Sai.
What now, old man?
In the past, I considered you nothing more than Varen's muscle, but here you are, leading a new generation of Dragon Guard.
Your point, Tharn?
Just contemplating how some people adapt to change.
Some seek change, others have it forced upon them.
Wisdom from an empty well here in the belly of our enemy. Let's stick to the matter at hand, shall we?
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so this is obviously part of the fortress we haven't seen. So I can see why. I understand why Side dislikes Tharn, but Tharn does grow on ya. At least he did me. And yeah, what I like about Tharn is he says what's on his mind, and he doesn't hold back.
Through the portal flees. There is work to do on my island.
Here. We must find him.
We must stop his ascension to godhood.
Kaalgrontiid!
Carry the stone into the portal flees. The time of my ascension draws close.
We're too late. No.
The portal just closed. Tharn, can you open it?
Perhaps, but not by myself. Champion, let's talk.
Our way to the island was just here. Talk to Tharn and get the old mage to open it while there's still time.
Yeah, but if he uses more magic...
I know Sai was hoping for a confrontation, but I doubt we could have survived an encounter with Kaalgrontiid. He looked even more powerful than when we saw him at Jode's core. Now, about that portal.
Yeah, he did. He had, like, glowing green stuff on him. Can you open the portal to the island?
This array of stones forms the portal's focal point. That's Aeon Stone, mined from sites throughout southern Elsewhere. I did a little research after receiving Sai's report. We need to energize the stones to activate the portal to Dragonhold.
How do we energize the stones?
Aeon Stone has no intrinsic power. It amplifies whatever energy it absorbs. That's the key to activating the portal. If you step close to the stones, I'll siphon a bit of your vitality into them. That should provide power enough to open the portal.
Wait, my vitality? I hope you know what you're doing, Tharn.
As I said, I did some research. Approach each Aeon Stone and I'll siphon a little of your vitality into them. That should provide the energy I need to activate the portal to Dragonhold.
But what will it do to me? For a little bit of research, you seem to know a lot about this Aeon Stone.
You think so? My knowledge is infinitesimal and it irks me. The stone exists only in southern Elsewhere. It absorbs and amplifies energy using a process I can utilize but don't fully understand. The cultists certainly accumulated a lot of it, though.
And you think Kaalgrontiid needs the stone to finish his ascension?
You take great pleasure in forcing me to admit to gaps in my knowledge, don't you?
That's what I'm here for. You did the research, not me.
Point taken. Kaalgrontiid absorbed a significant amount of energy from Jode's core. With all the stone he had the cultists send to the island, I assume its unique properties factor into his plans in some fashion.
Yeah. And he did say he was close to the ascension. Oh no. What's this gonna do to me? So if it takes some of my vitality, which I assume is life force, but I am the vestige, so maybe it won't affect me much.
Good, good. The Aeon Stones hum with energy. That should allow me to open the portal to Dragonhold. This is harder than I thought. It's open. Our way to the island. Sai, go. Prepare the Dragon Guard.
Go? You can barely stand, old man.
Don't argue with me. Kaalgrontiid's plan's near completion, and it will take all of us to stop him. Go!
Damn you, Tharn. I'll leave, but you better not die before I return.
Sai does care. I told you he grows on ya. I told ya. So, now what?
I remember when spells such as this took barely any effort. While Sai rallies the Dragon Guard, our job will be to reach the island and find a way to lower its defenses. Then we can take on Kaalgrontiid with our full contingent.
Any idea what we can expect on the island?
We're going to the ancient seat of Kaalgrontiid's power to face a dragon that not only possesses the might of Jode's core, but the amplifying abilities of the Aeon Stone. I imagine we'll need to be ready for anything.
Yeah. But what about you? Are you going to be alright?
Your concern is touching, but I'd prefer you save it for someone of lesser stature. Now, as we leap into the maw of near-certain death, we have one advantage. Kaalgrontiid doesn't consider us a threat. Let's show him the error of his ways.
Yep. That was Laatvulon's error as well. And no matter what you say, Tharn, I will always care for you. Okay, so into the portal we go. Ooh, stealthy. What's the plan? So we're on the island called Dragonhold, which is where Kaalgrontiid plans to ascend.
It appears that the portal deposited us inside an ancient structure. I assume we're somewhere beneath the island of Dragonhold. The architecture reminds me of both the halls of Colossus and the barrows of Skyrim. Interesting.
Huh. Why do you call this place Dragonhold?
That's an approximate translation of the Ta'agra text, from the secret histories of the Moonsingers. Kaalgrontiid reigned from here before Kunzari imprisoned him in the halls of Colossus.
Oh. Okay, what are we looking for on this island?
Some sort of powerful magic isolates this island. An Aegis. We need to find the source of the Aegis and destroy it so Nathalar and the Dragon Guard can join us. We'll never stop Kaalgrontiid without them.
Okay. Let's find the Aegis and destroy it.
Everything I learned about Kaalgrontiid came from a few oblique references in the Khajiit myths. Let's see if we can find anything to add to our knowledge while we search for a way to dispel the Aegis.
Why do you call it an Aegis? Aegis? Whatever it is.
An Aegis is a defensive spell. While the magic used in the Matrix surrounding Dragonhold is unknown to me, it bears some resemblance to spells I've cast in the past. I assume the Aeon Stones serve as a key component in the process, whatever it is.
Can Kaalgrontiid actually become a god?
That supposition was simply an educated guess. But yes, I believe that by channeling the energy from Jode's core through this strange Aeon Stone, Kaalgrontiid can achieve an unprecedented level of power. Will that equal godhood? Who can say?
Either way, he'll be really, really powerful. We did stop him from absorbing the full power from Jode's core, but I guess he's found another way to do that. But yeah, we're at the Dragonhold ruins, which, as Tharn said, is where Kaalgrontiid resided during Kunzari's time, before Kunzari tricked him and imprisoned him. We have to dispel this Aegis? however you prefer to say it. But I'm going to end this one here and we'll continue this on in the next one. Thanks for watching.